This is Three Beards Media. Real talk, no filters, no scripts. From sports to culture, we say what others won't. Turn it up, lock in, because it all starts right now. Live from the AKC Andrew Down Studios and powered by Revelton Distilling Company.
Me and Jake running down the street with a handful of comic books, kicking ass and banging chicks and drinking booze
No, not
and
me.
smoking
Not
weed.
me. I'm married.
Yeah, well,
I'm married.
Jake.
Can't do that.
Yeah. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler. Yeah.
We're lagging.
Da-na-na. Da-na-na.
Did we lose our friend?
Da-na-na. I told we didn't need him till 9.
9.
About a half an hour after we've been in the show.
Oh,
Do you want me to tell him to come on right now?
Whoa. You're flipping the script, buddy. So we're doing news because we can do news first. I don't mind doing that.
Well, I mean, are we just jumping right into it, or are we gonna dick around a little bit like we normally
We're
do?
gonna kiss or not, something. 267.
Shit.
Another. You saw the title. So we got it. We interviewed your brother a couple weeks ago. So now we have another indie comic creator. We're going to be interviewing
Brady, and we will have him pronounce his last name for us because I don't want to murder it.
Probably a good idea.
I don't want to murder your name. Don't do that.
I like pain.
Can you at least give them a moment to think that I'm a good singer before they know
right.
I'm not a good singer?
So let's get into the news.
Okay.
We'll go with that first because usually we'd have a long box, but
Are we doing this one this week?
Yes.
Oh,
We got a lot. Let's talk about book lists.
I can't wait to talk to you about.
Because I'll be honest, I'm kind of in the same boat you were last week when you mentioned these. Just nothing but bangers. So instead of the long box, let's get into the news.
Do you have the soundboard?
We need a news drop. We don't have one.
Do we have the soundboard?
Yeah, I have it, but I don't have like a news.
I know.
We should get one.
You don't have like a Jesse Ventura. Listen up, brother. No, that's Holligan. Holligan.
That's Hogan.
That's Holligan.
Holligan, like the purified water? No, that's Colligan.
Listen up, brother. You want your water to be soft and shit? Holligan. Hulk Hogan. Holligan water.
And you're gonna be shitting solid
tonight.
Shout out to chair shots and headlocks on the Three Beards Media.
Hell yeah. Just a couple of assholes. We're talking about me and you.
It's a lie, and that's enough to get me hot.
It's just so aggressive.
I like people who drop in to be like, "What's this all about?"
You know
and
how many
within 5 seconds they're like, "Nah."
Just soundboard. You know how of the quotes, the Macho Man quotes, many that are great. Sometimes I really want to look at someone and be like,
"You are nothing but garbage, nothing but garbage, Guyena."
Guyena.
What is a Guyena?
Something bad.
I don't know,
but it's enough to get me hot. Can I ask? By the way, I need confirmation on this. Do you guys think Macho Cyclops is a good idea? Because there's a Ren Fair coming up, and there's I think GalaxyCon already happened, or it is coming up. I think it's the end of September.
Coming up the way. Listen here, Logan.
Dude,
you think you can take my woman?
We gotta do something for we'll look into it. But I want to do something I do want to do something for GalaxyCon, whether it be cosplaying.
Yeah. When is it? I'll look it up.
Yeah, I think it's the end of September.
I'll look it up.
You son of a bitch.
I know.
Gotta get the smack.
September 11th through
wow, never forget. And I just
what?
It's September 11th, and I said never forget.
It's true. But
It's true.
the 11th through the 13th of September, I should say, just so I
No,
don't get people
International.
What? Like it?
Yeah, September 11th. Maybe we should look into that. Because I would love to do Macho Cyclops. Anyway, news. As we were mentioning, you and I did a special episode where we reviewed Brand New Day for the channel.
Yeah.
I think I was talking to my wife about this. And we said it in the review. I truly underestimated how big Spider-Man is. Because I already knew he was big. And you know, you look
massive.
You look at No Way Home, and that to me, no shit, that movie's making $1 billion because it's all 3 Spider-Men in one movie. But and the Homecoming, the Homecoming made money. Far From all of them made money.
Yeah,
but
even
this is how much I underestimated Spider-Man. So we mentioned as we were doing the review on Sunday.
Yeah,
it was already over 900 million. Spider-Man Brand New Day is the highest grossing movie of the year. And it achieved $1 billion in 6 days. Like, that's
wow.
That I think because Endgame still has 2 billion, I believe. I think it might beat it. I don't know if it exactly, but I have friends texting me like, I would see it again. And I think there are going to be more people that note that number, and maybe you're going to go see it again, maybe a 3rd or 4th time to try.
I didn't like it, but because I can't fucking afford to go to the theater more than once, like every 6 months.
$23 for a large popcorn, and a drink.
You know what it is? Is there's people. Movie theaters don't understand that there are people who are
not like us,
who like to go to the movies.
Yeah.
And they're kind of starved for one that's worth it. To be honest, like, look, I really want to see Coyote versus Acme at the end of the month. I don't know if we will.
You and I were, by the way, I watched a good portion of it.
But we don't have.
I want to make a point because I'm going to piggyback on that. I was watching Masters of the Universe on Prime, and I'd fallen asleep because it was later at night. No, I'm not saying the movie made me fall asleep, but I was enjoying it a lot. And I'm like, this is a movie that's up my alley, and it's very. But you and I had this discussion on the show. I'm like, I'm not gonna see it in theaters. I'll just wait. And it's that thing too, where you were like, you want to support this movie because fuck Warner Brothers, but at the end of the day, you're like, it's still $15 or whatever.
Here's what I was going to say is, do we have anything from now until Doomsday as far as theater movies go?
Yeah, you know, I don't.
Clayface
is,
and that
like,
is
for like comic, like cape shit. Yeah, Clayface is the last one before Doomsday, and then we're gonna, because we have Doomsday and Dune.
And Dune Part 3.
It's gonna be Doomsday. And you know what?
Well, there goes my neck flexibility.
It would be like 6 hours at the movie theater, but you remember when I pulled...
Do you want to do both
well,
one
here's
day?
the thing, because I tried that with Transformers 1 and then Beetlejuice.
Oh.
And I tell you, man, my eyes, it was like being a mole person and reaching the surface for the first time. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know.
So 6 hours in the movie theater, 7 hours in the movie theater would be,
because you know Doomsday is going to be long and Dune is both. They're both going to
be like 3 hours.
So let me ask you, because I'd be willing to do this for the show and for content. No,
maybe we did like one day and one another. It's also a holiday, like Christmas time. It's a week before Christmas, so we got to figure out like what I'm doing for Christmas and what
I ain't doing shit. I never do.
Usually we do stuff on Christmas Day. So I'm saying, but then I was thinking, because here's my shout out. Tell me if I'm right in the comments. Here's what I believe. There's an unwritten rule that I have had in my household that unwrittenly entered our home. And it was the unwritten rule that on Christmas Day, the morning, you need to be with your family and enjoy the holiday, right?
Sure.
But like once noon hits, everybody can fuck off. Go play with your toys. Go play your video games. Go
watch
to your
football.
Go watch your movie. Get out. Enjoy that's the way I feel about it. So if we can make it work where it's like noon and like, hey man, let's go catch the 2:30 screening of Dune, I'm in.
Before
I'm just saying for the viewers,
how many more news things
they
we
might
got?
not be back to back. Some quick ones.
Before we get to the news, no, because I want to. I saw this the other day on Family Feud, and I wanted to see how easy it would be for you. So I think we all know, we've talked about how Superman, Batman, and Spider-Man basically have the most mainstream appeal of all of the comic book characters. There's a lot of crossover into mainstream knowledge bases.
Right.
So the question on Family Feud, 4 answers. Name one of Superman's friends. I know you can probably get the first 2, and I know a lot of people probably can.
Oh yeah, Lois and Jimmy.
Yes. There was even a fucking comic called Superman's pal Jimmy Johnson.
How about that, Superman?
Listen here, Superman. I want to win a goddamn championship.
What is the Smallville? Isn't it like the Giants or something? I met Clark when I was coaching Smallville High.
I'm gonna turn Smallville into a stadium.
Before
called Jerry's World.
Before I went down to South Beach to take over the Hurricanes, I had a humble beginning at Smallville High School in Kansas.
Good God, Jimmy Johnson, Jimmy Olsen. Okay, so there's.
I can't stop
Fuck
thinking.
you.
That's
Fuck
such
you. Okay, now the last 2, I had an idea for who the last 2 were, and I got one of them, and I would have gotten the other if I'd been thinking about the whole of his, all the different mediums he's appeared in. So we got Jimmy and Lois. Who are the other 2? It's a good question.
Well, here's the thing. Does Crypto count?
Yes. And I didn't even think about the dog because I completely forgot.
Yes.
Completely forgotten about the movie, or I wasn't thinking about it like actively.
Well, because you could argue that Crypto is technically Supergirl's dog.
If I had been thinking about the movie, I would have gotten both the other ones right, but I did not.
Perry?
I got the other one too.
Perry White,
That was my
Batman, Bruce Wayne. Fuck me.
okay. So Clark Kent, Wonder Woman, Superwoman were all mentioned, but no, it's Batman and Crypto.
Yeah, as soon as I said it, it's got to be Batman.
Here's the other thing. Perry White is not really a Superman friend. He's Clark Kent's boss. He doesn't really interact with Superman.
He just
like at all.
writes about him, yeah.
Yeah, he's not Superman's friend.
The most I've ever seen Perry White, well, that's not true. But like, I mean, James Gunn's movie was a great example where he's just like, oh, they're a thing. Like he's just like, oh yeah, Superman's a thing, and I gotta write about him. Yeah. Like he really doesn't have an opinion of him like J. Jonah Jameson does with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Quick hit before we get our guest on. Or guest on?
I'm gonna tell him about 5 minutes.
Gee, we have so much.
You said quick hit.
Well, no, this is quick. Kit Connor, I sent you that text about that. I don't know what this guy's been in.
I'm telling him 10.
So now 10.
Yeah, I saw that.
In 10?
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna say 10 p.m. So now we have the X-Men movie is taking shape. So we have Sadie Sink as our Jean Grey. We have Samara Weaving now as Emma Frost.
Okay.
And now Kit Connor will be Cyclops.
So I was at Jay's the other day, and we have these great conversations where we come up with these great like comic book kind of jokes. And I was telling them like Samara Weaving is very pretty, but if you squint, you can totally see like Hugo Weaving's facial features.
You don't think Agent Smith is hot?
So we were talking about how like you're married to Samara Weaving, and like you roll over one day and she's Hugo. Hello, she's Mr. Anderson. I grow tired of this place.
The fucking
Mr. Anderson.
elf from Lord of the Rings. I can't remember his name, but
Galadriel. No, that was No, Galadriel's a lady.
A lady. Anyway, last bit of news. I wanted
Rivendell.
Let's get out the old reliable for this show. Fuck unregulated late stage capitalism. Here's why. Because this should fucking break your brain into pieces when you read this aloud. Paramount and Warner Brothers, their antitrust thing, their trial is set for March 2nd. Because the merger won't close before October 1st, Paramount will accrue $1.3 billion in ticking fees payable to Warner Brothers shareholders if the merge closes. And then Paramount would instead owe a $7 billion regulatory termination fee if the deal is ultimately blocked.
Uh-huh.
When you are talking in this amount of fucking money, nobody thinks to say, hey, maybe these companies shouldn't have that much money.
Yeah.
No, when we're talking billions of dollars, like they already are at 1.3 billion, they're about to be at another 7 billion. But yet, when you think about a company that loses $8 billion, that should be a failure. Unequivocally. I don't know shit about business, but I can tell you a business that loses $8 billion is not successful. And yet, because it fellatiates Donald Trump, like Paramount does,
giving him the goofy
all over their faces.
Yuck.
Wow. I apologize to our sponsors.
You were pantomiming the same damn thing, dude.
No, I know. And what I'm saying is,
Jesus,
because they suck up to our fascist pedophile president, $8 billion isn't a loss to them. Fuck Paramount, fuck Warner Brothers, and fuck all of you that let this shit happen. Let's bring in our guest. I hope they're okay with that whole rant about Donald Trump. Our guest.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Died.
I've spoken to him before about various things. While we're waiting for our guest, because
I believe you let me do that on the air.
What?
The fake.
Oh, you mean the
Yeah. I mean, we've done it before.
Yeah, we're disgusting.
We're losing viewers. What viewers? Listeners. Bring the guest on.
He's not here yet. So
we got a vamp?
Yeah.
But seriously, $8 billion. Are we kidding?
Actually, let's run a couple commercials.
That's a good idea. Let's take
because we have time and we do have to run them. So let's do so we'll be back in a little bit with our guest Brady, author of Plasman.
Wait, before we do that.
Okay.
We gotta do this. We gotta do the sound. So yeah. Gonna be a good interview. Stick around.
Stick around.
In the heart of Des Moines, one name stands above the rest. Step inside, where tradition still matters. Warm, familiar, unmistakably Iowa. Where every guest is welcomed like family. Service that's personal and never rushed. Fresh starts made daily. Iowa beef, hand-seasoned. Guided by fire, built on flavor. Served with pride. A bar as bold as the menu. Featuring the old-fashioned we're known for. A place that stays with you long after the night ends. Iowa Beef Steakhouse, 1201 East Euclid Avenue, Des Moines. Steak done right. Not every animal gets a fair shot. But that's exactly what Animal Lifeline of Iowa is here to change. Since 1986, they've been stepping in for the ones who need it most. Injured, abused, orphaned, and special needs cats and dogs across Iowa. This isn't just a shelter, it's a lifeline. As Central Iowa's only no-kill shelter dedicated to special needs animals, they provide life-saving care, rehabilitation, and the opportunity for every animal to find a forever home, no matter how long it takes. But here's the deal. They can only save as many lives as the community supports. So get involved. Donate online. Hit up the Animal Lifeline thrift store, where every purchase fuels their mission. Or, better yet, find your next best friend and adopt. Because every tail wag, every purr, starts with someone like you. Animal Lifeline of Iowa, where we provide much-needed TLC and a safe space until they find their home.
And we're back. And we got our special guest on, Brady. I'm going to add him to the stage. Brady, what is up, dude?
Hey, hi guys.
Hey man. So pronounce your last name for us, because I know how I would pronounce it, but I want to hear it so I don't, murder it.
Let's hear it for the bit. Let's hear your first guess.
Tagler.
Oh.
That is 100% correct. I was expecting a wrong answer.
I thought that was an I.
I am awesome at pronouncing names that I've never heard before. Yours is a little easier. It kind of, you know what I mean? Like it's phonetic, basically.
I feel like nobody gets it their first try, so I think there's some round of applause in store.
We don't have that on the board.
That's fucked up.
You get nothing.
So, Brady, welcome to our show. This off-panel, off-topic. Brady Tagler, you do Plasman. I know you have them on webtoons, and I think where else do you have it? Is it just webtoons?
It's free on webtoons. It's free on Tumblr. It's free on another comic service called Tapas.
Okay.
I'm unaware of any other places it could be, and so it's not unlikely it could be somewhere else. But that's where I house it at the moment.
That's cool. So Brady and I, we go to a book club at a place called Storyhouse Book Pub, downtown Iowa City, Des Moines. I think it's 1997. Downtown Des Moines. What happened? 97? X-Men is great again. Anyway, so that's a good point. Now my therapist was like, "Hey, you need to start going to like places like where you would find your people." And like, I didn't really get the social interaction at my job and whatnot. So started going to book clubs and other types of things. And that's how Brady and I met. But I've never hung out with anybody outside the book club other than Josh. But
Josh.
I think we should, I'm pushing for a after book club, just go to a random bar in the area and have a Coke is fine. We don't have to have any alcohol, but I think it'd be fun. And maybe mainly it's because I don't like it when the book club ends, because it's like, all right, bye everybody for another month. But anyway, that's how we know each other. And Brady is cool. Makes his own comic book, again, Plasman. Brady, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, thank you. Thank you guys for having me on. I greatly appreciate the opportunity. My name is Brady Tagler. I go by the moniker Ink and Gamer on social media. I'm a freelance artist, a commission artist, and I am an independent comic book artist and writer. I write for Plasman in my spare time, and I draw prints and stickers that I'm working on as well. Like Tyler said, I like to read, and I like to go to the book club and try these wacky new books that our mutual friend Josh prepares for us.
Just insane.
Some pretty insane topics, but they're very good books. Yeah. And I love comics. I grew up with comics, and I grew up with Marvel. I grew up with DC. I grew up with Dark Horse. I grew up with, I feel like, I don't know, the classics of like the early 2000s. Mm-hmm. I think Sam Raimi's Spider-Man was like the first thing that really kicked me into the comic book world. Mm-hmm. So I've been very, very appreciative of the comic format. So I kind of wanted to give back, I guess.
Yeah. And you're, I want to say you're in your late 20s, early 30s, or
that's exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So one of the things I wanted to ask about was, clearly to me there's a lot of Dragon Ball Z in your work as far as the art goes. Can you talk to us a little bit about what your influence is as far as that goes? If you watch the show, just kind of, because as a musician, like, I really like Iron Maiden, but I'm never going to make a song like Iron Maiden. So kind of talk to us how that entered in, or was it a conscious effort, or you just like drawing in that style, or what have you?
It's no secret that I think that my art style heavily leans on Dragon Ball. I grew up with it. I grew up with the show. I read the comic, the manga. you know, it was a very big source of inspiration for me on how action is depicted. It's kind of like my number one go-to for how I depict action in the story.
Yeah.
I think it's important to make the action in the comics very readable and very dynamic and kinetic. I lean to kind of like, to me, these are my big three, and it's Goku, it's Spider-Man, and it's Superman.
Okay.
Those are my big three.
I can see that.
Yes. I think Spider-Man gives off personality and relatability. I think he's the most relatable superhero of our pop culture. And Brand New Days, I feel like, came around and proved that notion.
I mean, $1 billion in 6 days.
Yeah. Good Spider-Man is not hard to find.
No.
No, not at all. And I think Superman is in a turnaround as well with the Adult Swim TV show and James Gunn's reboots. Both of those have really take Superman in the direction that I see him as a symbol of hope and prosperity into what a hero can be. And that's kind of what I look for in a comic book hero. And Goku is a very flawed, quote unquote, superhero.
Yeah.
He's very full of his hubris, and he's very full of his wants. He's very indulgent. And I find that flaw a very interesting characteristic that I pull from for my character as well, for Plasman.
Yeah. We'll get back to Plasman in a second, but you mentioned Brand New Day. Have you seen it?
I have. I greatly enjoyed it. As a very big Spider-Man fan, I had my fill.
I think
I was gonna say, be cautious, because I feel like we might get into a Spider-Man discussion that we might not get out.
I could talk about Spider-Man probably for the rest of this podcast. So.
We believe me, we could.
No, I was just one of the things I liked about the movie, before we get back to on track, I really liked how they spoilers, it's Jean Grey, but I really liked how they had her leaping from body to body, like in the beginning and like throughout the movie. I'm willing to bet they got choreographers to like help them look correct.
The choreographer for this was the same choreographer for Shang-Chi.
Okay.
I forget their name. I remembered it not too long ago, but incredible choreography.
Yeah. It looked like a dance like ensemble, like, because when it was, especially when there was like when she was trying to run away from him through the crowd, and she ends up, I think, with the firefighter at the very end of the hall or whatever, like all those people, it was just kind of like, holy crap, like that's really neat how they kind of directed that and everything like that. So right now, I think on the Webtoons app, I think you're at chapter 1 or chapter 1 part 2.
Yes, so it's a bit complex. I won't deny this. The short story of how Plasman kind of came to be was this was originally meant to be a cartoon, a serialized cartoon that I had drafted a script for a feature film or a pilot. And I met with some people and I discussed the prompt to people. And due to kind of social climates, it was about the same time. It was around like 2021 too, with the writer's strike and the animator's strike. And I'm a big lover of animation. It's a big passion of mine as well.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the heart to give this idea I had that I had a lot of love for to a corporation. And it sounds like, I think from what I heard, Jake, that might be something you sympathize with. Is giving to that. And at some point I realized that I love comics, I love drawing, and I have the capacity for storytelling, and I love storytelling a great deal. So I eventually just said, I'll get the tech, I'll get the resources, and I'll just make this thing myself my way.
Yeah.
So Plasman, as it is adapting a 168 page script that I had made, which is a long endeavor. But we are about 8 installments in right now.
Okay.
Going strong. And I'm very proud with the way it's worked out, I think.
Yeah, that's cool. We we had right before we got you on, I was talking to Jake about this Family Feud I saw, and you mentioned Spider-Man or
Yes.
Superman. And it was a 4-answer question, and it was what name one of Superman's friends. I think everybody knows his first two. First
Does
two
it
that
tell you?
named.
Now here's the thing. I could
Yeah.
tell you that I was watching,
Okay.
and I could cheat, and I could just tell you.
Oh, did you see that one? Oh, he was watching it. Okay.
I was watching.
He
I
was
watched
actually
it.
watching the show.
I guessed Batman and Perry White for the
Here,
last.
hold on. We'll restart. Is it Jimmy? Is it Lois?
Yep.
And maybe Crypto? Maybe Batman? That's a shot in the dark. I don't know.
I love the idea that
Backfired.
you're like, he wouldn't even think to watch the show if you're coming on.
It is on primetime on television. So
9 p.m. Real quick, I want to give Lunkers Bass Space. He's been commenting, so let's go,
yeah,
Brady.
what up, dude?
Plasman.
Plasman.
He also said comics purist.
There you go.
Comics purist.
I
don't know what that
don't know
means.
if that means like.
Me either.
If it's something bad, I apologize.
Hey.
I
just cover my bases.
So you said you were talking about how the Spider-Man movies kind of got you into comics. Are there like among Marvel and DC, like if somebody asked me like who are my favorite, comic book artists of all time, who are some of yours? Like, do you have give us maybe a top 3 or top 5, or just name off a couple that?
God, I love so many. I can't tier them I feel like as an artist that's
totally
cool.
fine, and it's not fair too because everybody's objectively different.
Bilquis Evely just recently, truly one of the most gorgeous artists.
Yeah.
Just because of Woman Tomorrow, that was recent. And her comic run. George Jimenez, he's doing the new Batman. I think he's on Batman 6 with the new butler, Miss Pennyworth. I forget her name. I think it's Alinity. But she's cool.
We've only been reading Absolute Batman. Yeah.
I mean, Absolute. Hey, they're doing great with that as well. I love the artist. I forget their name for Wonder Woman. She kills it too.
Yeah, it's Hayden Sherman.
Yes.
He is.
Oh, he is. That's right. It's Hayden. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not.
Hayden kills it. And then there was the Spider-Man 1000 stuff. There were so many good artists for the 1000th issue.
Javier Rodriguez, have you seen it? He did the Absolute Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, you're so right. I totally kind of forgot.
That guy
truly knew how to use the page. Like he truly. I kind of look for that kind of creativity myself.
That's kind of what and tell us tell us kind of how you go about shaping a page, like kind of or maybe tell our audience what it's like to maybe, okay, I've got a comic book here, it's this many pages. How do you build a comic book, especially because you're writing and drawing? You're basically John Byrne, without the shitty opinions. So like how do you do that? Like what's the process a little bit, as much deep as you want to get into it?
Yeah, I assume my process is extremely unconventional. I've already got the script, so I have the dialogue, I have the prompts.
Yeah.
I have the scenario, I have I pretty much everything except the drawings. My process is kind of like I look at what I want the issue to be. It started off with I had wanted to kind of just like make the whole thing and put it all at once. And I did that for the first 4 installments, and that was a little bit unrealistic for I would say my quote unquote like physical health. It's a lot to be drawing all that for a long time.
Yeah.
And so I decided to release them in installments. So I kind of look at the script. I kind of look at what's next. I kind of look at where I want to, where do we leave off? Do I want to start here? Where do I want to end? Where do I feel like we have a beginning, middle, and end in this installment? And then I kind of I block it out, and then I kind of some parts of it, I guess it's just because I'm not a part of the normal comic book process where you have the writer, where you have the visionary, then you have the stencil artist, the painter. It's less systematic like that, and it's a lot more kind of like what Eastern manga artists are, because it is a lot of the times just them and their editors working on it. So I would say I kind of have an idea of how I want things shot, and sometimes I'll storyboard it. I'll put it on the page. I'll see how I can change it. I could see, you know, maybe I want this character to be facing this way. Maybe I want this panel to stretch out, and would it look more dynamic? How do things look on the page? Does it convey the story well? Does it convey the character in a unique way? These I guess these are just like all the things that I kind of think about, because I would really want this thing to kind of like come, you know, hit the reader in a way that makes them like, oh, whoa, I wasn't expecting the page to kind of do that.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to blow out the mic there. No, I'm glad you brought that up.
I've got a question. All right, Jake. Jesus. Whoa.
When we had Tyler's brother on, Carter, I asked him kind of a similar thing where I'm such a nerd for the scripting stuff.
Yeah.
Just because, like I've had these conversations with Tyler, this is what makes art fun. Because you get a lot of people. I think art just attracts people who are like, man, you don't tell me how to do things. So we just kind of write the scripts in the way that we want that works for us. So I love that. So like, because I'm someone who loves comic books. Obviously, we're doing the show. But I've always been interested in just talking about that process because I feel that similar way of like, you're really trying the hardest to get people to understand what you're trying to do. And do you, I guess, because you said it's a little bit more unconventional. So have you always just envisioned writing, or was it always drawing and writing?
I think in terms of like my career, I envision myself as an editor and a writer. Because I look to storytelling in general. I find storytelling a very creative outlet. There's so much you can really do with that stuff. I've been drawing my whole life. I've always been drawing. You know, I would draw things that, I would draw Spider-Man. I would draw Dragon Ball. I would draw Batman. I drew comics. In high school, I would draw like a sketch comedy, straight up. I have no idea what I was cooking at that time. But I was.
Don't feel bad. I feel like everybody has had a phase, and I know. Hear me out, America, where they think they can do sketch comedy. I swear. So I'm just like, oh, when you started to downplay, I'm like, don't say that, brother. We all thought we could start a sketch comedy group.
Yeah, we've all.
Was it like Mad Magazine kind of thing?
No, it was like, it wasn't even for like a school paper. I just made them, and I would give them to my friends, and they read it like it was like weekly. Like it was like cool. Like during school when I doodle, I would draw the adventures of like these two stick figures who were like dudes in an apartment, and they would go on wacky shenanigans, and I'd be like, oh hey, here's the next installment of this. And yeah, it was just something I did. So I kind of just looked backwards. I was like, you know, I actually just I know, like, comics are kind of just in my blood at this point. So I kind of, I would love for Plasman. I think ultimately in my high lofty dreams, Plasman is a cartoon. But I think with the resources that I have, but with the resources I have, I think like this is the road to at least get there, or at least just make it. And I think that's where my heart and my creativity is pushed into.
Yeah.
I think it's so cliche, but it's like you just gotta get on the page.
Yeah,
you just gotta get it out there. But so I'm a creative person, and I sometimes struggle getting things out and doing that. So like, how do you know, with your deadlines that you give yourself, essentially, how do you hold yourself to that, or as close as you can?
I like putting a deadline. It stresses me out. Put this deadline I self-imposed upon myself.
But you have to, because
because you don't get it done.
Exactly.
And that was kind of the issue when I did the first 4 installments in a batch. Like I was like, when I started it, I'm like, these are like, so Plasman is in 3 acts. It's a 3-act structure. So I published all of the first act at once. And it was a lot. It was a lot creatively. It was a lot physically. I hadn't used the software that I'm using. I haven't used the tablet that I just bought. I'm a physical artist. I've drawn with a pen and paper all my life. And I feel like any artist you meet who's kind of in that transition, they'll tell you it's a different beast.
It is.
Yeah, it's a completely different beast. And so it was, and I feel like you can see that in some of my art. Not that it's necessarily like poor or bad, you know, art is subjective. But I feel like as the chapters go on, there's a very clear like a visual fidelity of being more comfortable with it. And I think in terms of the creative process, you kind of have to give yourself that that kind of like empathy and space. So giving yourself things like that deadline, it's not necessarily like if you break that deadline, you know, you know, like who are you letting down? You can put that on yourself if you want, but it's mostly just like it puts you in a box and it says, okay, well, this is the time to be creative. And this is the time to exert that and have a plan and a structure and a plan of action.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice. It's stressful. I promise you, like I'll stress myself out, be like, shucks, I'm gonna have to push to this deadline that no editor is actually making me do.
Yeah, I stress myself out too. When you set like a release date for your album and like it's in 3 weeks and I haven't even uploaded any of the shit. It's all done.
Yeah.
But it's like, what am I waiting for? Well, I just
and I'll say this
money or anything.
And I'll say this too, Jake. There was like a brief moment around like going through like coming back to Act 2 where I was drawing and I was like, I'm not having fun, or at least I'm not.
Yeah.
Like, there's something about the situation I put myself in where like I wasn't enjoying what I was doing. So I just took a break, and I took a break and explore more creative things. And that's kind of how I do this at the moment. Is like if I'm in the mood to get Plasman started, like I hit it with the ground running. And then I'll take like a creative break. I'll check out other things. I'll check like movies and books and friends and like go outside and just like kind of check out other things that would kind of spark that creativity to come back. I read a comic book again. And I'll be like, oh, and like, how did they do it this way? And how are they moving things around on the board or the page? And so I think like, I mean, to each their own. There's so many great artists, independent out there who get so much done in a very short amount of time. They're very, very talented people. But it's more, I think you kind of said it yourself. It's getting it out there. And I think that's for you. And like for Plasman, that's for me. And seeing it out there and having people read it, that's just kind of like a joy unlike anything else.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes me come back.
It's cliche, but everybody calls it your baby for a reason.
Well, it's like we're doing the show and we can see when we're doing it live, we can see how many people are watching and whatnot. And like I get like the endorphins that are being released dopamine, by seeing the number climb, and I get that. But like when I first started doing my music, I had this kind of naive idea that I had so many friends and that word of mouth would just carry me. Be a hit. And I realized that nobody but me really wanted to, like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't force people to do that stuff. So, you know, you just do what you can in the ether and hopefully people see it and you see your numbers climb and everything. But at a certain point, I realized I'm not having fun if I'm looking at the numbers. If the numbers are what is driving me, then I'm not going to have fun. If I have fun, and then I don't, you know, oh, that's a nice number, but I don't really care. It's so much better for me. And like, how does that, I know, like, how do you, like my stuff, you know, is consumed, you know, like streaming services and whatnot. You might have to pay for it, might not. I don't get shit from it. How do people like consume your art? Is that a free thing? Can they subscribe to like a Patreon type of thing? How does that work generally for you getting your stuff in front of people? Is there a way to do it free so that you bring people in? How do you kind of what's been your process?
Grassroots, just free. I don't take any want to capitalize on this. This is a story that I made. This is kind of like an aside that we can talk about later, but the character himself is based off of characters and a story that I made back in like middle school.
Okay.
And that's part of the inspiration for making it. And so this is kind of a passion project for me for so many ways to like capitalize on it. Doesn't just like, there's a difference between like if I'm selling a product, but like, well, as is, putting it out for free, I feel like that just gives more eyes for it. And you know, I guess just like anybody who will watch it, I'm just very grateful. I have so many great friends and family who read it and share it with others. You know, and Tyler, thank you for reading it as well, right? And Jake, I assume and like I appreciate it. And you know, it's great. Like I would love to share with people and people who can read it or want to read it, you know, and you know, one day when it's ready to go, I can put it into a book and maybe sell that. But as far as like making this, right, it's this is the fun.
Yeah.
So putting it on webtoons, putting it on Tumblr, these websites that are free. I think you just need an account for webtoons. I think just because the rating on the comic is mature.
Right. Yeah.
Other ththings like that, but no, it's I like that it's free, that anybody can read it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that just gets more eyes. And in terms of the numbers, I'll look like once in a while, but I don't like put any faith into it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, you know, was there a moment when you also, I'm assuming a lot of us creatives have that, where you get to a point where you're like, okay, I gotta stop caring about the numbers, or at the very least, I gotta stop making that my measuring stick. My measuring stick has got to be, am I happy with the art that I've put out, and that should be it.
Yeah.
Did you had that one of those points?
Oh, eventually. I think very early it was a little bit like, do people like this? Is this good? I get very in my head because it's not that it's partially the project, but it is also the it's part of the project, but it's also for myself, right? And then at some point I realized that it's for me, and it's for making it for me, and that should be enough.
Yeah. And like you said, fun. I think fun is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I think or fun or whatever emotion you're feeling in that moment, I guess. Because you know, that's the same thing your brother ran into when we brought that up, where it was like, maybe it isn't fun, but I think that's also fun. Like you talk about drawing, like I talked with his brother about it. I just started taking it up as a hobby this year, and
that's great.
I'm seeing myself progress. But it is that thing of like, I've told him I'm struggling with some things and it doesn't look good, but I'm like, that's the fun of it.
Yeah,
that's the angle. How can I make this? So you know, writing this, like when you're talking about the page hitting, like where there's some things with like the splash pages, or you know, just like you were writing it, you're like, this is going to be a big one.
There are some where I, way before when I thought this was a cartoon, I just knew. I knew the way he stood. I knew the way the camera was. I knew where he was in the room. I've thought about it for a while, and seeing it on the page, like when I get it just right, that's like, I'm like, yeah, that's the one. That's the one that warms my heart. Gosh, I was looking it over like not too long ago, but yeah. The shot where the two brothers are looking over the hill into the horizon, that's like a shot that I like lamented for so long, because I'm like, I need to get that just right.
Yeah.
There has to be something hopeful. There has to be something touching. It's just something that just like two brothers who understand each other's plights and pains, just taking a breath, that knowing that like they have made this agreement to see them become better versions of themselves.
Yeah. And you don't want to like, I've had moments where like, especially like vocal wise, like where I have a song and like, okay, there's this part where you have to sing, and it's like, okay, what if you can't hit that note? Like you've already made the song. You kind of painted yourself. I've always found a way to hit that note. Like I'd probably never do it live. But you don't want to paint yourself into a corner where you're like, this has to be like this, and if I can't get it like this, then it's kind of you don't want it to break like an entire thing. Yeah.
I mean, there always comes with restrictions, but before drawing Plasman, I couldn't draw like a skyscraper. Like drawing scenery and I'm getting much better. Drawing scenery is not my talent.
Yeah. Me neither.
But I just kind of like what you were saying, Jake. Like you just hit it, right? You kind of start it, and then you get better at it. And I feel like I've gotten better at it.
I told him to sit down and just like try to draw his kitchen. Like, you know what I mean? Just look at what he sees and try and draw it.
That's a great technique. That's a good idea. That's a great idea.
That's some of the, like, because my thing, I always drew like really, I was always like like I kind of drew the Rob Liefeld type hulking guy. I was really good at that, but like only from like the waist up. Like I couldn't do any action shots or anything or whatever. But one of the ways that I got better, not just in music, but also with art itself, and I don't draw a ton. I can, but my music or whatever. But one of the things that I did was like, okay, I'm just gonna look at something and draw. Not look at the page super like a lot, kind of try and just draw from looking and then see what comes out. And generally it didn't look like absolute dog shit. So
no. And Rob Liefeld sold a lot of comics, so
yeah. I can draw feet. I just choose not to. Rob. You hear me, Rob?
No. Here's the thing, Tyler. You should try. Liefeld I can do.
That's very good.
You got to do your Stan Lee.
Oh, Stan Lee. But this particular... Wait, how does he do it? All right, Jack. I got an idea for you, Jack. Ultimate Nullifier. All right.
Let's do a bump and draw sketch.
All right, come here. He's called the Thing, but he's made of racks.
We have a whole like unpublished thing where we're gonna do like he's Stanley and I'm Jack Kirby, and we're just coked out maniacs in the fucking bullpen in like the 60s, and that's all we do is just sketches of me and Stan just being like, you know what else would be really cool?
So anyway, back to the book. Yeah, no. So you mentioned the drawing. So when was it where you kind of just sat down and said, okay, I've always seen myself as like this writer or editor. Why not just go for it and draw it? Mm. When did that click in your head?
I think it was after I spoke to the like Hollywood like pitcher. Like I actually like, and he kind of explained to me something I kind of knew, but I kind of like didn't like really kind of believe. And it was the kind of the notion about how like a corporation really puts their hands on things because they're people too, to some degree, and they like, and
EOs are not.
There's like there's a thin threshold, but a tight line, and they want to be a part of the project too. That's why they book it, right? That's why they're a producer, an executive producer. They're there to make the thing because they like the vision, and so they want to be a part of that. But sometimes that vision contradicts what the creative vision from like the actual writer or the director or something. Yeah. And I remember when I spoke to the person I met with, the counselor for pitching the show, I shared to him this like important piece of lore in the story. And he contradicted me, being like, yeah, well, this, a lot of editors or a lot of producers, they'll look at you and they'll kind of tilt their head and they'll be like, well, I don't understand that conceptually. That's not grounded in reality.
Yeah.
So here's what you should change it to this. And it was
to fight a giant spider.
It's like, what if it was something different? And what if Batman and John and Clark had their mom's names are Martha? What if that made them connect? Like what if that was what made them connect?
Come here, movie executive.
I feel like that was a Snyder choice.
Hey,
look,
and so, yeah, and that kind of opened my eyes. It's like, it's not that I'm against collaboration. In fact, that's part of the reason I wanted to make Plasman a cartoon, because I kind of look forward to writers' rooms. I think that's one of the coolest places you can be in.
Yeah,
is a writer's room. But I just
love
true.
It's a writer's room.
And the Plasman story that I want to tell is a very daring story, like socially, culturally. There are topics that I could see as studio executives stepping in and be like, that's a little too controversial. And that's or that's unpopular, or that's something like that.
Some things in a comic that are not gonna fly in a movie. Like,
yes.
And I'll be honest, the changes that were made to movies like Kick-Ass 2, because that second book gets out of hand.
Yeah.
We did have to address this. Why did you say that name?
Why did you say that name?
Which name? Was it Snyder?
Martha.
Oh.
I cannot, dude. I'm glad you brought that up.
I've been trying to forget Zack Snyder for years.
I'm glad you brought that up.
You had to fucking say his name again.
10-year-old joke. 10-year-old joke. But here's the thing that fucking drives me insane about this. Now that you say this, dude, because Brady's like, somebody's gonna say this suggestion in a room. 100% of Suit said that because a Suit probably went, they're both named Martha.
Oh yeah, that dude had a brain blast. He thought that was probably
shot
the
out of
coolest
his
thing
chair
ever.
like a cannon.
I did it. Promotion. Why are you guys in charge of movies?
They had a national security dispute, and they were debating philosophy, and it just so happened that they shared the same mother's name, and that was what finally did it. So that's just good writing. So
no, but and I respect that you put it up for free, man. Because I know a lot of people would probably charge in this space, but it goes back to what you said. You just as an artist, I just want people to experience my art.
Yeah, I just want to get my shit in front of people. Like I'm not at this stage. I'm not looking to make money because there's no money to be made at my level. My level is get eyes on it, get ears on it, if you will. So I think we're all kind of in the same boat where it's like,
and we're all competing with those damn clankers. That's the problem.
Yeah.
We're not competing. We think that they're competing. They're not. I've seen what they can make. It's not.
Yeah,
good.
it's true.
I've seen what the AI makes. It's not.
But Elon Musk made the Odyssey with Greg.
Good luck if you can beat Christopher Nolan and his box office scores. Good luck, man.
By the way,
shake your hand.
One of the fucking shots of that slop.
I've
Odyssey.
not seen any of that.
I saw one clip of it. But the scene where he's tied to the ship and he's screaming with the sirens, the sirens are on the ship. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but it's historically accurate.
Yeah.
Huh?
What?
Instead of supporting that, support local
Brady Tagler
artists.
And Plasman and Carter Allen and the amazing T-Bird. I'm gonna throw myself in there.
And can I ask you, gentlemen, like what were some parts of the comic that kind of stood out to you? Can I hear from you guys?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I had to pull it up. Actually,
one of the things that I
go for it. It's free, man. You can find it for free.
One of the things I really liked.
Phone.
One of the things that I really liked was just the way that you incorporated. There's manga's kind of one of the things about manga that people don't. Well, I think a lot of people probably have this about it. Is that each manga artist has different slight differences, but the general way of drawing things in manga is kind of there's kind of a formula to it, I guess. And so when an American artist tries to do the manga style, because it's like when the Beatles try to do American rock and they came up with something better. So one of the things I liked about is that how you stay true to that manga style, but you're also putting your own stamp on it, as far as the action and things like that, and how you can kind of tell that there's that manga influence, but it's clearly yours. And that's kind of how I try to do my music is I want it. I don't necessarily want it to sound like this, but I like what I like, and I want to kind of put my own stamp on it. So that's one thing that stood out to me is how the progression throughout the story is the art is maintaining that status of what the book looks like. And I appreciate that. I hate it when, obviously this wouldn't happen with you because you draw it, but I hate it when there's a guest artist. It kind of takes me out of it. So I appreciated that there was that through line of that style that kept me within the story the whole time.
For me, it was pretty early on, and I was trying to find it because it was when is it Jakusha?
Jakusha, the little brother.
Yes, the 12-year-old. I love this scene because when he puts on I'm looking at it right now. When he puts on the jacket as a cape, and then he's like, Jakusha man can save the world, and then he's like, is that? And then he's at his brother. He asks if it's hyphened or not, and then you just keep reading, and then his girlfriend shows up and they kiss, and then you just see in the onomatopoeia just and it's just kids being kids, and I love it when books have the just 12-year-olds being 12-year-olds or whatever, or like, you know what I mean? Well, it's like what the South Park creators said, their favorite episodes are where the kids are kids.
Mhm.
And it was just, it was funny to have him be, and then as a nerd and the Spider-Man, Superman references that we talked about, like, oh, the hyphen, and then the.
I always forget that Spider-Man was hyphenated.
Don't forget it. He won't make you.
I
Spider-Man
was
will
big on
remind you.
that. Ant-Man's hyphenated too
Yeah.
for some reason.
See, I don't know enough about language to call them on that. Like, that's improperly. I don't know why I'm Columbo. You see here. I just got like this.
We got lost.
All
right, Brady. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I need to because there's a lot to read. I need to read more of it. But
When you I know that you have some more stuff you have and whatnot, and I'd like to have you on probably again in the next 6 months or something like that.
Yeah, when more are out, happy to.
Yeah, and then have you on to promote it when you have something new.
And if I may, I kind of have a prepared quote unquote surprise.
Ooh,
if that's all right with you guys.
as long as it's not you showing us your wang or something.
No.
Because I was just gonna say it better be.
You were gonna do that?
No.
Oh.
I don't know if that's that kind of show, fellas.
I was gonna say it better be titillating, and then you said that before I could say what I said. So now I feel dumb.
Yeah. In preparation for this collaboration, I had prepared the next installment is out now. It came out probably just a minute ago, actually. So
Shadow dropped it.
So for you guys here, Jake and Tyler, or anybody watching who wants to read it, there's a new installment out now. And it's free on webtoons, on Tumblr, on Tapas. So if that's something you're interested in, it's something new to see.
Highly
should be there.
We're gonna pull it up and put it in the live stream chat.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna try and find that.
We are gonna let you go, Brady, and then we're gonna take a commercial break and come back. But before we let you go, thank you again. I'll see you at book club.
Absolutely.
Or anytime, now that we've collaborated on stuff, we can have coffee and stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, I love that. That sounds
I'm lonely, okay? People don't hang out with me.
I hang out with you every week on this show.
See, this is who I have to hang out with. They're not appreciative. Anyway, but yeah, thank you very much, and I'll see you at book club. And Plasman is available again. Webtoons. What are the other places?
Tumblr.
And
Tapas, tapestry.
Tapestry. Yes.
He's a Luddite, folks. He's learning technology.
I want to make sure that we say it as many. You remember how they said, say the call letters on the radio station as much as you can?
That's right.
Same thing. Anyway, Brady, thanks. Have a good night. And I will see you at book club. Brady Tagler.
Thank you, fellas.
Hell yeah.
Have a great night.
Have a good one.
Where am I waving?
Where are the cameras? And we're going to go take a break. We'll be right back with comic books. I could write a book
about X-Men.
I could write a book about what you don't know about X-Men 97. Do the thing so we can. We got the soundboard. We have to do the ding.
I was kind of letting you flounder there. I apologize.
It happens. I know I can't count on you.
Oh, it's not even turned up. Fucking idiot.
Stick around.
Buying or selling a home is one of the biggest decisions you'll ever make. That's why choosing the right real estate team matters. The Jenny Farrell team with RE/MAX Concepts has been helping families across the Des Moines metro find the right home since 1998. Born and raised right here in the community, Jenny understands the neighborhoods, the market, and what truly makes a house feel like home. Whether you're buying your first home, upgrading your space, or preparing to sell, the Jenny Farrell team provides expert guidance every step of the way, from market analysis and listings to negotiations and closing. Their consultative approach means you'll feel confident, informed, and supported throughout the entire process. Jenny Farrell Team, RE/MAX Concepts. Call or text 515-779-7500. Visit jenniferfarrell.remax.com. Experience you can trust. Results you can move into.
Whiskey lovers, get ready for the ultimate experience at Whiskey Fest 2026. From exclusive tastings and live music to unforgettable networking and premium pours, this is the can't-miss whiskey event of the year. Kick things off Thursday, October 1st with the Women in Whiskey Dinner at River Center DSM. Then Friday night, October 2nd, enjoy the VIP whiskey tasting event at the Meridian in West Des Moines. The celebration wraps up Saturday, October 3rd with the whiskey tasting main event featuring incredible brands, bold flavors, VIP early entry, and more. To top it off, Old Man Strength will be broadcasting live Friday night from the VIP event. Raise your glass and join the experience at Whiskey Fest 2026.
What happens when Iowa grain meets world-class craftsmanship? At Revelton Distilling Company, every bottle begins right here in the heartland. From locally sourced Iowa corn and rye to the final pour, our grain-to-glass process ensures exceptional quality in every sip. Whether you're enjoying our award-winning mulberry gin, smooth honey whiskey, or rich whiskey and cream liqueur, you're tasting the best of Iowa in every bottle. And now, Revelton can ship directly to 48 states across the country. Visit ReveltonDistillery.com and have Iowa's finest delivered right to your door.
We're back.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Lunker Base, for the...
Thank you to everybody who watches and checks out our show, because honestly, we love doing this. It's generally just me hanging out with my best friend.
Yeah, every week.
And
in my basement.
Huh?
It's in my basement.
Did you say that I'm not your best friend?
No, I said hanging out with my best friend in the basement. Why did you hear it the other way?
I don't know.
All right.
Hang on a second here, Dan.
Hold on, dude.
All right.
We are in episode 8. There's 2 more episodes.
I thought the next week was the finale.
I thought it was 10. Am I crazy?
X-Men 97.
I mean, it makes sense.
2.
They were building towards that. That could be the finale in the next episode.
Episode guide. You need to do whatever.
No, I want you to think about this. What happened to her?
Fucking okay. So revival. There. How many episodes?
I didn't know.
9 episodes. So next week.
Next week's the finale.
Mm-hmm. Right. Can I also share something? Wikipedia has been around for a long time, and I've generally used Wikipedia. And the reason why Wikipedia has always been the best is because it is a storehouse of knowledge that a lot of the tech bros are trying to get rid of right now. And while I was kind of growing up the last 10 years, I had numerous people who were unwittingly brainwashed into telling others, "Oh, you're gonna look it up on Wikipedia."
Liars.
Just to all those people that have ever said, Paul called out Wikipedia. Well, thanks a lot. Now, fuck you. Pretty much.
All right. So episode 8, the
politics,
penultimate episode. It's focused on dealing with the death of Gambit. Really, Rogue having to confront the death of Gambit because he has come back. And I got to be honest. I knew right away that, this might be Gambit, but it's still Apocalypse, is what I was thinking in my head. I was like, he just took Gambit as a vessel. And that's kind of what's revealed. That's what is revealed later in the episode. But
yeah, that part was fucked up.
That was fucking crazy, dude. I say it every week, but man, I love how this show just goes for it and goes for the weirdest, because X-Men is, as a comic book, fucking weird.
Fucking bonkers.
Weird.
It's bonkers.
So the fact that Gambit is fighting Charles Xavier in his mindscape, and Charles Xavier makes himself like a kaiju at one point, puts on armor.
Thank you for showing us the armor that he wears when he first fights the Shadow King in the comics.
Nice.
That's from the comics.
Nice.
That's his armor. He because you can be whatever you want in the
mind. In the mind.
In the mind field.
So most of this episode is about Rogue and Gambit. And I think one of my favorite parts of the episode is when she tries to touch him so she can bring the old Gambit out.
Mhm.
And absorb the evil Gambit.
And nothing happens.
And he says, some things cut deeper than skin.
Sherry.
Share. Mon cher.
Hats up to the Gambit voice actor who doesn't make that shit sound corny.
Yeah. The dude who plays Gambit is really good. And I'm pretty sure he's the guy who voices Gambit in Rivals. So I hear that guy's voice a lot.
Rivals is so big that the fucking voice actors for a video game had a panel.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the X-Men characters are voiced by the 97 characters.
Oh, cool.
Rogue is the same. Cyclops is the same. I think
that's cool.
Jean is different.
What the hell is your problem, Jean?
Storm might be the same. I'm not sure.
I hope so. The person who does Storm is undefeated. Awesome.
So yeah, this episode, I liked it. Seeing Gambit kind of as the villain a little bit. I have seen criticisms that it feels like this show has lost its pace since Magneto's death.
I
don't agree with that.
I don't either.
I still very much enjoyed this episode.
I do feel like not knowing before I went into the episode, but knowing now that next week is the last episode, that makes sense. But I kind of feel like this last episode was not the best of the season. I think, I got to be honest, I probably think the best episode of the season so far has been the one where Magneto dies. The rest of them have been good, and I'm not going to sit there and say filler episodes. I'm not going to say that about this one either. But it certainly is a bridge from where we did have we had the Weapon X stuff, and then we had like the Danger Room going crazy.
That was when they established X-Corp.
So the last 3 episodes,
the Danger, then that was Polaris,
yeah,
and then 7 was Nightcrawler.
You could say if you start the season off with a 3-parter, and then of course it's gonna lose its pace. You're not thinking about it correctly because people.
Well, I don't think people. This is gonna sound silly.
I'm saying people who think it's lost its pace don't understand that was It was an episode, then it was a 2-parter, and then everybody's back from the time jumps,
they
right?
Took the first 4 episodes, get everybody back to the 90s.
You know what? After the phase 1, okay, a lot of people like to say that phase 2 was, disjoint. There's some good movies in phase 2,
but I think
everybody just needs to calm down.
And I think people how do I phrase this properly?
Fuck those people.
I don't think people understand that you can have more isolated character-driven stories, and still have an overarching plot. And
that's the whole goddamn X-Men comic.
And that's what I'm saying. Every episode has built to that. You could argue the Wolverine one was the only bottle episode, and I'll give you that. But 6, 7, and 8 all serve the apocalypse narrative.
Yes.
Because with 6, it's the Danger Room, Charles having to deal with his grief and establishing the X-Men in a foreign country so he can still operate. And then, of course, Gambit being resurrected. And what all that means.
Entails.
Well, that's in 7, I guess. But even still, with the stuff with Creed and Nightcrawler, Exodus, and all of that is tied to the death of Magneto. So, fuck off. I'm sorry. And even this episode, they reveal that, yes, he was a vessel for Apocalypse. Apocalypse isn't dead. So maybe the pace isn't like those first 4 episodes, but you're right. If you have a long-running show, you cannot keep that pace. An action movie loses its luster if every 5 minutes there's a fucking explosion. You have to slow things down. It's a melodrama.
Except for Con Air.
Episode 5 is the only one that I could say, yeah, that's a bottle episode.
And it was really fun.
But it still serves a narrative.
Mhm.
Because Wolverine did that to fight Apocalypse, even though he never did. Also, back to this episode. Can we also talk about back-to-back episodes? Nightcrawler just fucking stealing the show again? Like, he soloed that whole team and the X-Force. And it just goes to show you, man, Kirk could kind of go crazy if he wanted to.
There's a
I love the Thieves Guild in this too. That was cool.
Yeah.
Belladonna.
There's a Nightcrawler miniseries back in the 80s from, I think it was Chris Claremont and Dave Cockrum, where he goes to this alternate universe where everybody is him or like variations of him, and they're all like cartoon versions of him, and he becomes like this gigantic, like, you know, swashbuckling dude. It's great. Also, ladies love Nightcrawler. It's been established in the comic books that like he walks into a room and babes are like,
do you think Nightcrawler is the way he is because of his parents?
I don't know what it is in the comic books. I don't know if I thought
like
that they had established that
Mystique
Mystique
clings
is
to that. Like religion,
his mother, but I don't recall
well, I don't
Sabretooth
understand.
being related to any of that.
Well, Sabretooth is just Creed's dad.
Yeah,
Well,
but they
changed,
talked about
they
yeah,
fucking
anyway,
changed
whatever.
it where
It's
she
fine.
was his
It's fine.
mom.
We don't need to know.
No, but I'm saying I think that's what makes him so compelling to a lot of people is because of his upbringing and just like any
I think
of the
what
mutants. And I think that's what's cool about him clinging to the religion. And
I think what makes him really
traditions.
cool is that his power set is awesome and his design is awesome, and the fact that he likes to sword fight and shit, and he's got the tail and shit. But also, he is very charming. And the other thing too is the dichotomy. He's very Daredevil.
Just a good dude.
He's a very Daredevil character.
Yeah.
He loves to party and he loves the
He's a bit of a
ladies,
slut.
but he's also a Catholic. I'm serious. He's got a very Daredevil style personality.
Oh, yeah, right.
So, what do you say we do some comic books?
Well, what did you think of when
way to go, man.
I was trying to stall so I could find the button?
Yeah, I don't know that this is a banger, but okay.
Oh no, you're right. All
Okay.
but one. Are you picking the order? The reading order?
No.
Oh, I'd say we could do it that way.
I say
no
we
matter
get
to
a little
me.
crappy one.
Touch and
out of
bless.
the way. Let's get rid of the shitty one out of the way.
What? All right. First up.
Did you play it?
What?
Touch and bless.
No.
Oh, sorry.
It's your fault. It's your fault. Be mad at
I could write a book about what you don't know.
Jerry.
What? Skeletor's in it? Skeletor fell?
I flipped through this.
Oh,
Did you actually read it?
I did. Because I care about the show.
I did say I don't care. I don't give a
right,
shit about this.
Give it here. Give it here.
Defenders of Light and Dark #1. I bought it because the Defenders series that I think it was Al Ewing with Javier Rodriguez, those two that we did. And I was like, oh, and I kind of didn't really, I looked past the Queen in Black stuff because it was like, we've already talked about how I don't like how many crossovers there are. So,
fuck Marvel Rivals. I'll say it.
Yeah.
Because what the hell are we doing with Jeff Coast's Avengers? Stop making this character popular because then I'm gonna have to play as him in the game, and I don't want to. I'm just kidding. I enjoy that game. Don't blame me. So Defenders of Light and Dark, number 1. I'll review it since some of us did their job.
It's a throwaway fucking.
I'm not gonna break down the whole book because you're right.
That's
It's
fine.
pointless. So it's written by Al Ewing and Tom Waltz, art by Zay Carlos, and color art by Fer Cifuentes Suho. Probably butchered that, but we'll find out.
There you go.
Okay. This is what I love about comic books, because they always pull this shit. Let's do a company crossover. Oh, I'll pick up a number 1 in this cool book. Hold on, buddy. Read a paragraph of this whole stupid fucking backstory.
Where we're at right now.
So essentially what's happening, Queen in Black, if you're reading it, maybe it's good. I don't care. I don't fucking care. Hela decides she wants to be the god of the void, so she gets all the power of Null.
Right.
And Null is powerless.
So
but then he finds the power of light. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm talking about. When I can't trust Al,
said it better than I could myself.
When I can't trust Al Ewing, I can't fucking trust this guy.
Well, what did you expect? Look, I haven't trusted that motherfucker since. And what sucks is he's this is great. He's fucking killing it on this shit. Mortal Thor is fucking great.
It's like he wrote Mortal Thor, and then Marvel they
sucked his brains out.
I'm just kidding. It's not Al Ewing's fault. Unless this is his idea. I'm sorry. I'm not.
I doubt that Al Ewing was like, hey, let's do a company-wide crossover with Hela and Null.
Why are we pulling in Asgardians to deal with Venom villains? And then on top of that, we're still got to deal with the fact that nobody remembers Asgard except for fucking Beta Ray Bill, which I bet is only in this book to be like, see, some people remember Asgard. It's like shit like this. And we'll save it for next week so I can read it. It's what you were talking about. It's shit like this when it is just thrown together to sell books. It's like, hey, you know who we haven't milked the teat of yet? No, we haven't milked that for a couple years. So let's go back to that. Oh, we haven't done that for Hela. I swear to you, I think they look at who is popular in the game Marvel Rivals, and then they just start writing stories based on that. Because that seems to be you know what else? They re-released a fucking battle pass from last year that one of the like special events they do was a Hela skin that was Queen in Black, dude. So I bet you they got that from that game and then said, let's make a whole story about it.
Yeah.
I hate it.
These are the books.
Because when you have
these
Al
are the
Ewing
books that you have to get
to get
understand
like
this fucking crossover.
Yeah.
Okay, so
next look at the back. And then look at the back.
Yeah. You got Queen in Black, number 3, Hela versus Null, round 3. I didn't give a shit about the first two. Then you got Queen in Black Venom, Queen in Black Venom Unchained. Why don't you just lick my fucking asshole?
By the way, I'm pretty sure Venom Unchained.
And then there's
Queen
in Black Hela.
All this is doing is leading to Eddie Brock getting back to Venom. That's all it is.
Fuck off, Marvel.
And this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm talking about.
This is what I'm talking about.
No, what you were going to say about next week when we do Supergirl Survive number 3,
which is
we should just be doing that, because when you do something like Queen in Black, it has no importance when all you do is go back to a status quo. Because when you talk about comics, you don't say, maybe there is one particular issue you would talk about, but I've said it so many times in the show. It's usually a run. It's usually a particular writer that did a character like a Frank Miller did on Daredevil and Batman and so on and so forth. A definitive run. And you talk about that. You don't talk about Defenders of Light and Dark number 1
No, nobody will remember it
because,
in
like
3
you
months.
said, with the canon and continuity, none of this shit matters. Oh, Avengers Armageddon. So Namor and Black Panther just fell into hell too. So now they're dealing with Doctor Doom in hell
we're gonna have
too.
a series about
Wait,
that.
okay, good job, Chip.
Oh, and by the way,
sorry, I've got good job, Chip.
Thanks for telling us how Armageddon ends. I mean, Earth's
I'm sorry.
mightiest survivors.
I'm sorry, I'm losing my shit. It's just
no, it's stupid, dude. Like, look, you literally already telling me these are the Avengers who survive.
Guess what? In the Chip Zdarsky event, written by Chip Zdarsky, the Chip Zdarsky mostly written characters in the last year or so are the main fucking characters and going to be the most important thing in the Chip Zdarsky goddamn. Look, again, nothing against the guy, but it's just like,
also,
what are we doing?
Why?
Because it's just gonna go right back to fucking Doctor Doom, and that's what it is.
And here's the thing. I hate Captain Marvel's costume, which is apparently a torn jacket and jeans, and underneath she's got her cap. Also, I never want a show or a super team with a Captain Marvel level and a Daredevil level character. Those should never be on a team together. I don't know why you have them on a team together. And by the way, I can't wait until Thor and the Avengers are remembered and Iron Man and Captain America come back so that the next writer can tout that it's a return to the status quo. Finally, Cap's back. Beer.
Sorry. I want to be clear. I got nothing against the artists.
No.
And if I were Chip Zdarsky, I would do the same thing. I'm not above it. If they said, Jake, you get free reign and you're doing a crossover event, and it's mostly going to be characters that you've written in the past year or so, obviously I'm going to say yes. It's just we've read better work by these guys, and we know they're capable of much better shit than that. And it just sucks that this is what Marvel chooses to do with them.
And
you know what I mean?
That's how you were, right?
Defenders of Light and Dark. He's one of the writers on it. So I'm gonna give that a D.
It's pointless. You don't really need it. It could have gone without. We're fine without it.
Yeah.
Same. D.
Next one.
I could write a book about what you don't know.
Speaking of that, we're going straight from Al Ewing bad to Al Ewing good. And I just have to say, I did not expect this fucking issue.
Dude, I love that issue so much. See, this is what I'm talking about. How can we go from that to that? I don't understand.
Mortal Thor number 13. I'd figure out how to put it up there so that it doesn't like get all shiny.
What are you doing tomorrow? We're getting easel.
See, I'm trying to show it so here, give back.
I don't know.
I'm trying to show it so we can have like, without the here. There we go. There we go. Mortal Thor number 13. Right there. And it is written by Al Ewing and Juan Cabal, artist, Matt Milla, color artist, VC's Joe Sabino, letterer. So I did not expect this. Obviously I know from the cover that it's another Tale of Asgard, which this one is titled An Endless Tale of Asgard. It took me, I read through this, and then when I got to the end, I was so confused, and then I was like, oh, and then I went back and read it again.
Oh shit!
When she walks out of the throne room. Okay, so where we're at.
Oh, I get it.
Blackjack, because it didn't make sense. Like, why doesn't he just walk out? Okay, anyway. So Blackjack gets killed. They have the funeral, and Thor or Magni takes the throne of Asgard. And of course, everybody's, talking to him and thank you. And
then he questions Enchantress.
Well, he says to Hogan, okay, the grief, Hogan, this ache inside, tell me, does it ever fade? But eventually, after many days and many nights and many years, it will come to you as a friend. A cold world would it be if we never grieved my king? Come and eat. And he says, in a moment, Hogan, in a moment. And here comes the Enchantress, and she's talking. Did you do it? did you kill, did you have him killed? And she's like, how many times must I apologize? Well, after all, what force could execute the Allfather? And he says, go. She goes, okay, no offense meant, my liege. I am sure you will rule forever and a day. So I will leave you to the throne room, to thy duties, to thy grief. And you see at the bottom of the page, the doors shut, click. Year 1. Year 10. Year 10. Year 100. Year 1000. At the bottom of every page, we still see these doors. Year 10,000, he could open the doors himself, couldn't he? Year 100,000, he had hammered on the doors now for over 80,000 years. He had long since given up calling out for help. He had all the time there was, just him in the doors. Year 1,000,000. And like death is trying to come to him, and he's like, no, I won't let you. Year 100 million. And he's just getting year 100 billion. Death grew tired of waiting. Now it was war.
Now they're fighting each other.
Year forever. They're just spending time together.
They're just hanging out.
Yeah, because he's like, I'm not ready to give up, and she's not ready to take me, whatever, blah, 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 blah. No matter what, he would never yield. Year forever and a day. And he
finally died.
And then you see at the bottom the doors open. And it was a fucking spell.
Yeah.
Enchantress literally trapped him in the fucking throne room for 100 million ever in a day, so that he could die, off. And in outside the world, it was like 5 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
And
our
guess
time.
what happens? Enchantress is now the queen of Asgard,
which nobody knows about it still.
Oh, fucking shit.
Asgard is closed off from the rest of the world. Which I'm wondering how they're going to resolve that.
I think it's going to be a big deal. Well, anyway,
will Thor come back?
Right after that, the Allfather took his rest, and he walks in, and he gets to have a final drink with Blackjack. Let's blow this popsicle stand. So it kind of has a happy ending.
Yeah, because he's going to break out of Valhalla.
Yeah.
With all of those guys who got wronged by Enchantress.
I give that fucker an A+.
I loved it too.
I was
talking about the lowest of the lows to the highest of the highs. Makes sense of it.
One of the best parts is during, I think it's year 1000, I think. And it shows him, and he's got like his hair in a ponytail, and he's like a businessman. And he's on the phone. And it's like so many phone calls. And they show in one of the panels that the phone is not plugged in. Because he's by himself in there. And there's just what an unexpected, like, Al, how can you come up with shit like that and then give a shit like that? I give it an A+. Doom Quest. This is fun. This was nuts.
I could write a book about what you don't know.
Doom Quest number 3. This was nuts, man.
This was nuts.
This was fucking nuts,
this
man.
Was nuts.
Nuts. Ryan North, Francesco Mobili, Frank Darmata. So he quantum leaps into the body of George Washington, and he's just like, address me again by name, my full name. He's just like, oh shit, okay. He's like, so the siege, okay, so you wish for me to defeat them, then travel to Philadelphia to the Second Continental Conference, and thereby formalizing a state of war between the 13 colonies and the British Empire. You then wish for me to win this war, securing your liberty. That would be ideal, sir. So he literally changes the course of shit, because at this point in history, Nathan Hale brings all these cannons overland to help with the siege of Boston, and that's how they eventually break it. And the Americans, it's a decisive victory for the Americans, and what it lends itself to the Americans winning the Revolutionary War. But he says, no, I want you to go get all the cannons and don't bring them here, melt them down, and then bring me the ore. And they're like, what? And so here's this full page spread where he's like part George Washington, part Doom, making his armor.
So
Which is just
he makes Iron Man armor.
he makes
He's steampunk Iron Man.
So then he literally takes it to the fucking goddamn to England.
And so it wasn't enough to win that back. He's like,
No.
let's just go fucking take England.
Yeah.
So they sail to England.
Kills the king.
Yep.
And long live Latveria.
Yeah, makes everything. The British Empire collapses into the Latvian Empire.
Yes. Like everything. It's
Yeah.
fucking crazy. But then he time jumps because he's done what he needed to do or whatever. And he wakes himself up and he's in a tent with somebody and it's his long lost love,
Valeria.
And he's himself again.
It's only 5 issues.
Yeah. It's 12.
12?
I'm all for it, man. If it keeps being good like this. Hot.
Oh.
Did you want I'm sorry, I just kind of
it's kind of just one person.
I'm gonna do the goddamn review. I get to control the comic book. Book. But yeah, I was
another
just
shot.
That was my favorite part. How it starts. He's like, address me again by my full name, and then
where
he
we're at.
yeah. What year? And I really like how the artist generally. It's just like the Quantum Leap show, and not trying to diss on you, Ryan North. If that was not your inspiration, it clearly is turning out to be. But
just the way that this is written,
just like in the show, like he's always seen as Dr. Doom, even though everybody sees him as George Washington, or last issue it was whoever the guy was on the Titanic. But I'm very impressed by the different ways. Not only are you Doom is such an interesting character, dude.
just look at him.
Yeah. The fucking war machine.
Yeah. Well,
he has to invent technologies because
just the way that this is written in his fucking masturbatory narration.
Doom will never fail.
Yeah, like I'm fucking so smart.
Doom is gonna come so hard.
6 weeks at sea, and I use time to reinforce my spell casting. And he's just like, what is it? We fly under a false flag, an English flag. Nobody suspects a thing as we sail unchallenged into the port. And by the time they realize everything is wrong, I know the way to their palace. Most of the roads follow the same path. And in my time, we fight our way to Britain's heart, taking them from all sides. And he's like, this is the part that made me like, oh my God, Victor, we get it. The men alongside me die. I do not. Fuck off, man. Like we get it. You're fucking Dr. Doom. But that's good Dr. Doom right there. That's good shit. Yeah, I ended up enjoying this a lot more than I expected. Let me ask you this. Is it because we know it's not as far as we know, this isn't tied into a grander thing?
As far as we know, but I think
we were so harsh on Defenders of Light and Dark. Because if you look at it, like, why does this get more praise? And I'm like,
that's a good point.
Well, and I think I know why. And from my side of it is I know it's a miniseries. It's not tied to this other thing, and it's what we always want. Let them tell their own kind of stories. And quantum leaping Dr. Doom is cool.
It works really fucking
like
well. It's neat.
But you're right.
And
I think it does a really good job of highlighting how you can root for a villain, and like how a lot of times a really good villain ends up being as cool.
It's
as
about the fucking
heroes.
story, guys.
Simple.
If you have a story that's
It's about
tied into a
story.
7-ish, if I have an issue of a comic that is tied into or I have to read 6 other issues to understand, or I have to read all 7 to get the full. Fuck off, man. Give me. That's why I only bought the KOs. I bought a couple of the verses because they were neat. Wonder Woman Lobo was great.
That was fun.
But generally, like, I'm not going out and buying the KO crossover issues. I don't give a shit. Give me one thing that I read every month, and that's it. I do not need fucking crossover issues. I do not need you to tie it in with Web of Spider-Man number 14. A Secret Wars 2.
A+.
And the Infinity War. First, it was the Infinity Gauntlet. The Infinity Gauntlet, and then they had Infinity War, and they tied an Infinity War tie-in. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No. But we put it on, and you'll buy that book.
All right.
Smoke.
Did we
We gave it an A.
We gave all the credits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I gave
because
it
you
right
had
at
the
beginning.
books.
Yep.
So I make sure we got all the names in there.
Because I'm a bastard.
Credit the artists.
So yeah, A. So this one, we got the sounder.
I could write a book about what you don't know.
Perfect fucking timing.
What if?
So what if Spider-Man, what if Kraven survived his last hunt? Now, it must be stated unequivocally that Kraven killed himself. So survived. It's not like somebody shot him. Anyway, just saying. What if Kraven didn't blow his own head off? Okay. First thing I want to say is the artists and where is the fucking credits for this fucking thing? God damn it. Where the fuck? Where the fuck?
Like thinking them right there.
J.M. DeMatteis, writer.
I thought it was
Gildary
DeMatteis.
Sinar, artist. Alex Sinclair, color artist. I want to say first things first that Mike Zeck was the artist on the original Kraven's Last Hunt crossover. And that was fun because it was a 6-issue crossover. And here's what it was. Spider-Man had 3 titles every month. Web of Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, and Amazing Spider-Man. Okay. So for 2 months, you bought the first one. Then you bought the second one. You bought the third one. Because it was all 3 Spider-Man books you were buying anyway.
Yeah.
And then the next month when you bought that was a great crossover. I'm already buying these books because I love Spider-Man. And if you're buying 2 of the books, buying the third one. Anyway. But I really like how the artist on this really plays into the Mike Zeck style.
I actually enjoyed this one a lot as well. Because you and I have talked about on the show, the problem that I feel a lot of what if stories have is it's feels like Marvel doubling down on decisions. It'd be like, well, everything would be so much shittier if you did it the way we wanted you to do it, and blah 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 blah. And I appreciate this one because this one doesn't feel that way. This one definitely feels like someone is trying to give an alternate take on the story.
Yeah, well, it's to me, it ends up being an alternate take on the Venom saga, which the symbiote saga, which is really first. So Kraven buries him alive, and he comes out of it. But in this timeline, Peter Parker is just broken.
Yeah.
And he's like in a mental institution.
And he even falls out of a building and almost dies.
Well, that's what happens. And then Kraven realizes what he's done to this human.
Yeah.
And so then he releases the Vermin is the guy's name. And he kills him. And he finds out.
He was just a dude too. And so he starts to be remorseful for his actions.
Right.
Yeah.
So then we see at the bottom of one of the pages that while Peter is in the thing in the what is it called? Mental institution.
Say the ward.
Something is seeping in. And meanwhile,
it was Venom.
Kraven.
He's still wearing the black suit.
Out of everybody else, out of all of Spider-Man's guys.
Doc Ock is like, you're not the real Spider-Man.
He's like,
and he's like, oh yeah, I am, dude.
Well, I killed you.
And beat the shit out of him.
So then
while this is happening, Peter is
Venom
having
is getting
nightmares
infected.
about Venom.
But there's one where he throws the Kingpin out of a fucking window.
Yeah, nice. Oh, I love the eyes, the red eyes when he's sleeping.
Yeah,
and Venom is talking to him. Yeah.
So then he does this stuff where he prepares himself, Kraven does, in his special bath that gives him like the whatevers. And
Heals him, I
Parker's
think.
gone because Venom took him out of the thing. And he's
now-
got a red.
So now, yeah, it's Peter Parker being Venom fighting Spider-Man.
Right. And Venom is basically has played on all of Peter's depression and his, basically all the
Being
stuff
buried
that,
alive.
basically buried alive. So, but Kraven took that bath for a reason.
Yeah. Well, before that, I love the shot of the panels where he's sliding into frame and he slowly opens his mouth. So they have their fight, and Kraven basically calls out Venom because Venom gets the drop on him, slices him to pieces. He's bleeding, and Peter intervenes and says, "Yeah, I'm not going to let you kill him."
Yeah, Peter somehow
because Kraven then knows. Because Kraven says he's not going to let you do that.
Mm-hmm.
He's too good of a person,
right?
And so he goes, "Take me. I'm a piece of shit."
Yes,
and he's like, Venom's like, "Actually, that sounds like a pretty good idea."
You know what? You're on, motherfucker.
So then we get this brilliant scene of the flashbacks of that of him fighting the lion naked, eating the spiders, his abusive father, like all this hate and rage. It would be
Dude,
perfect.
you're a much better host.
Yeah,
Fuck.
he's like, yeah. I like to think that Venom's doing a bump here. He's just like, yeah. We discard the weak link, Parker.
Let's go run.
And we embrace you. It's like the fuck out of Guar.
But this is really cool.
This moment, oh yeah, Kraven musters enough will to take over control of Venom and put the flower in his mouth to poison himself, to kill both of them. And he lays there, and Peter holds him in his arms.
Mm-hmm.
And MJ is like, yeah, he died. Well, Peter's like, he died, saved my life. But she's like, yeah, but he was a shitty person or whatever. And he's like, well, yeah, but when the moment mattered, he saved me. He had regret for what he did.
Yeah.
And he's like, but he can have peace and we can move on. We get another chance. And then perhaps not. And we see someone on the grave with the rose. I don't think they'd ever do a sequel to this. But again, this is an example of the fun you can have with a what if book.
Yes.
Where when someone actually sits, and there's examples of it in the older books too. But I feel like it's like this on the show too. I feel like there's so many times on the show they made not a shitty episode, but they took a shitty concept and doubled down on it. And the episodes that actually told a story were great. Same here. This issue was so much fun because, yeah, you could tell it was written by somebody that loved that story and thought, what's a cool little twist on it? And you get the same result. And it's not the snarky Marvel, well, actually, our version was better. You know what I mean?
I just, like, again, after I read that, what if Thor got infected by the symbiote?
It was such a nothing book.
It doesn't make any sense.
No.
There's nothing cool happens. Like, again, the two best what if books from back in the day were one, what if Captain America had refused to give up his shield, and the other one was what if Daredevil had killed Kingpin. And they were two of the best. You have to have enough of a shock from the rest of the universe to make it different. Now, this was just spider level, city level, street level, and that's fine. But it was a change enough from the story that it made sense to make the issue. The other ones that we read, the Thor one, what was the other one? Who cares? Is that a good place to end?
Yeah, A. I give that one an A. That was good.
Yeah, no, but is that a good joke to end with? Who gives a shit?
Now I can't think of it. And I'm sure. Oh, it was fucking. What if like Cyclops actually got to be a dad or some shit? And then it ended up worse.
Like
what if he stayed
with Madeline
Pryor?
Yeah. Fucking bite me, Marvel.
But it's the X-Force. But with Cyclops instead of Cable.
Hey, Jack, you know what we should do next week?
It's not a good story unless we fucking cuck out Scott. That's the rule.